What's up, guys? It's Will here, back again. And today we're here to talk about some really exciting Hot Toys news. I'm usually recording these previews at like 5 a.m., but I'm recording this one a little bit later, like 6:30 a.m., because I'm not going into work until a little bit later today, maybe about an hour and a half later than I normally do. But regardless, Hot Toys announced two really exciting Star Wars figures that we need to talk about. We got a Palpetine Darth Sidious, and we got a Darth Nihilus from Knights of the Old Republic 2. So guys, we got to talk about these, but before we get started, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and click the notification bell down below so you don't miss any content when it goes live here. Reviews, live streams, news, helpful guides, fun videos where I interview strangers, all that under the sun can be found here for 6 scale and statue collecting, so make sure to subscribe. Nonetheless, let's jump into Palpetine. This is the figure that I predicted all along would happen for the Revenge of the Sith anniversary, and it has happened. You know what's really exciting? We have two head sculpts for this figure. So you have a Darth Sidious and you have a Chancellor Palpetine here, which Chancellor Palpetine is the one that I always wanted. I did pre-order the Revenge of the Sith figure from Darth Sidious, the one that you see near the end of the film for Revenge of the Sith with sort of the brown robes and the black near the top, which was a cool figure, but I always wanted the Chancellor Palpetine version, the one when he fights Mace. That's the one that I really like. So you have the typical elevated base that you can see here that's been put on a lot of Star Wars figures lately, but interchangeable head sculpts. This head sculpt, while I think it might very well be the Clone Wars head sculpt, maybe different paint applications, but certainly the expression looks exactly the same. So I'm suspecting that this is a very similar, if not the same head sculpt, and you got a new one with the Darth Sidious head sculpt, which looks different than any of the others. So this is pretty cool. You have interchangeable sculpt. You can make him Sidious or Palpatine depending upon the look that you're going for in your collection. I think this is amazing. I would suspect this is going to be somewhere around $285. Normally, like I said, you take the Hong Kong secret base price and then you add a 25% import fee. There are tariff fees right now, so these prices could be a little bit elevated, but only time will tell. But two different display styles. You can see you have the black robe you can put over top him with the new head sculpt, and then all that. So guys, this is what I think people really wanted to see, right? So think about this, right? This is a Darkside Anakin Skywalker figure that to me looks different than the one that was just released in Japan and now subsequently Hong Kong. I said all along that there was a distinct possibility that Hot Toys makes another artisan Anakin Skywalker, dark side or light side, but probably dark side, and calls it Darkside Anakin Skywalker. You have to remember, the one that they just released in Japan and then in Hong Kong, very limited, that one was Sith Apprentice Darth Vader, which to me is very much an Ahsoka figure. Like if you look at the box, it said a line from Ahsoka. He has the red lightsaber, which he had in Ahsoka, and the blue, which he had in Ahsoka. Everything lines up perfectly with Ahsoka. This looks like the artisan Anakin, the regular version to me. There could very well be a sculpted version and another artisan version. Only time will tell in the weeks to come, but that certainly looks to me like a different Anakin Skywalker dark side. The eyes look different. So I'm going to say that there's a distinct possibility that that actually gets announced in the coming weeks, but only time will tell. Again, can never guarantee anything, so don't get your hopes up, but I will say I always thought that was a possibility just because of the titling of the name with the original version. They left themselves a lot of wiggle room to do whatever they wanted to make an alternative version, which is why I told people not to panic and overreact so quickly about not getting the original. But hey, look, I paid $1,200 for mine, so it is what it is. You win some, you lose some. Hey, you know, I'm so happy I got the figure. It's arriving today, so I'm super excited, and I'm going to be able to review it here pretty shortly. So that pose is a little bit wild, but I love the texture on these robes, by the way. Whatever fabric they're using, this is badass, dude. I love this USB powered lightsaber, which I really enjoy those. They're definitely a step in the right direction. This head sculpt looks great. I mean, it's the Clone Wars one, like I said, are very close to it. But the Sidious head sculpt also looks really, really strong here. So I think this for sure is going to be a banger. Like I said, prepare for something around $285 for US collectors. But yeah, I think super excited, guys. This one, I'm even more excited for this Nihilus than I am for Palpetine. You know, again, I'm a huge fan of KOTOR 1 and 2, so I love these games. And for me, this is a character that I very much enjoyed. I played both of the KOTOR games, and for me, Nihilus is one that people have been clamoring for quite a long time. And now we're seeing Hot Toys jump into Legends figures, which we didn't suspect they would do until they announced Starkiller and Revan and now Nihilus, and they did Malgus as well, which I have all of them on pre-order, which should tell you my affinity towards these Legend characters. Although Malgus I wasn't overly familiar with. I knew who he was, but I haven't played the Old Republic, the MMO games. But KOTOR I did play 1 and 2. I played them on Steam and they were fantastic. Hopefully they actually remake them. Looks like a wired cape here. You can see he's kind of like he has basically a black skin and a mask, so the head sculpt is nothing super complex here. It's kind of like similar to a Nazgul where he just kind of has like a black head and a cloak. Like it's very similar to that, right? It looks to me like the hood is definitely going to be wired, which is a huge step in the right direction compared to what happened with Darth Revan, but only time will tell. It looks like a lot of wires in this fabric and cloak here. Prepare for this one to be somewhere around $270. We don't know exactly whether it's going to be real leather or nylon. There's definitely some components in there that look to me like maybe nylon, which would be fantastic. I hope the pleather days are trending towards, fading away, but only time will tell. This looks great. Super bare bones. You got some lightning, a USB powered lightsaber, a display base, and Nihilus himself. I don't know much more that you would actually need for him. Maybe, I don't remember if there was a holocron involved with him, but nonetheless, this looks great. Next to Starkiller, next to Revan. Eventually, we're probably going to have a whole Legends line here that you could have in its own separate display case if you should wish to do so. This is great. Nihilus looks absolutely awesome. Again, not a super complex figure, but I think it's going to be really cool once you get it in hand. And the fact that Hot Toys is dipping into these Legends figures is amazing. And I want to say thank you to Hot Toys for that, because that is something I never thought I would see from them. And now we're getting badass characters that are amazing. So check out Nihilus if you don't know too much about him. Check out KOTOR 1 with Revan and KOTOR 2 with Nihilus. Very, very cool figures. I would assume Malik is on the horizon. I think Malik is going to blow people's minds because of the jaw thing and the multiple head sculpts you're probably going to have with him. So I think Nihilus is a great figure, and I think Malik is probably somewhere in the pipeline, but we're just going to have to wait and see until he shows up. But yeah, guys, this I'm over the moon with these two figures. Again, prepare for somewhere around $270. I think that's reasonable for a Nihilus. Revan was right around that same mark, as was Starkiller. So absolutely awesome. Just cannot say enough good things about these two figures. But yeah, I think this is fantastic. So I'm glad that we woke up to a morning of good news. And Feral Predator got released, so that I'm on the hunt for. So I did get one from Josh at Comic Concepts, but I'm excited to pick up a second one and do some fun stuff with it. But yeah, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Make sure to drop your comments below. Let me know what you think about this Darkside Anakin potentially being a 3.0, because that's potentially what we have here. And maybe there's a sculpted version. Again, my speculation all along for Revenge of the Sith Anniversary was an Obi-Wan, probably an artisan, and hopefully a sculpted to go with it. A Chancellor Palpetine, which we got. A Darkside Anakin with a sculpted hair and hopefully an artisan version. And that would probably be sufficient. I would say that would probably be what you need. Other people are going to want more volume of figures and other characters being made, but that seems to be the heavy hitters to me that are essential. So that would be, I think, what Hot Toys would go for. But nonetheless, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Make sure to subscribe and like the video if you enjoyed it. Lots of content here. Will.Foxification on Instagram. I always post this stuff there. But thank you guys so much for joining me. I will catch you in the next video. Peace out. See you later. Bye.